I'm Pat. We're here at Ultimate Kung Fu today. We're going to highlight the hip hoist exercise. It's an exercise we have everybody do no matter the program. If we do Kung Fu, if we do boxing, this is an exercise that's going to help you push your hips forward and elongate your hamstring. So if you have lower back pain, hip pointer, pulled hamstring, this is going to help prevent those things. But also, even if you have the pulled hamstring now, you have the hip pointer now, it's going to help relieve some of that tension in that injury. So what you see Alex is doing here, he's putting pressure down on his hips and pushing through the hips. So we do all these exercises, like here we do a lot of Kung Fu and a lot of horse stance, and you're bending, and everything you're doing is shortening this muscle. If you're doing squats, if you're doing kettlebells, everything's shortening. So this is a way that you're going to pump up the hip flexor muscles and pump out the glutes to push the hips forward and let this muscle get longer. So hold off a second there, Alex. I'm going to give Alex a kettlebell. We're just going to look at something with the kettlebell exercise. So if Alex does a kettlebell, go ahead and do a couple kettlebells for us, Alex. Just do it two-handed. Go side, stand this way so they can see. So just do a regular kettlebell swing. Yeah, swinging it out. So you think about the kettlebell, lots of hips pushing forward. We talk about the hips exploding forward. But even when he does a kettlebell, when he gets to bring right there, he's losing the pressure on his hips. This hip hoist is going to keep that pressure all the time on his hips. You can stop there. So let's look at this hip hoist and how we do it. It's pretty easy. It's hard to get wrong. So if you can come in a little bit here, Brandon. So what, you can use a neck roll. Let me show him this. You can use a neck roll like you use for squats, or we just got a piece of foam here. And then I just have him set that. So that bar is going to rest right about at his pubic bone, right across his hips. And he's just going to roll that up there. And then his back, roll it back down. Come up against, bring your butt against the bench. Now his back is going to sit right on his lower back, about where you'd sit if you were doing a lat pullover. If it's too high, if you feel it back, if you feel when you do the hip hoist, you feel tension in your neck, then you have it too high up on your back. So it should sit about in the middle of the back, right where you do a lat pullover. So he can take, and he can do a lot of weight with this. We just have 135 pounds on there right now, but he could go up, he could probably do 400 pounds like this. It's a lot of big muscles. But for this, we'll just show you quick how to do this. So he can just take the barbell with the wheels on it and just roll it up. And then he's going to bend his legs up underneath him a little bit more. So his butt's dropped down, and then he's just going to pop his hips up. And when he pops up, he's going to want to tighten up his core and just make a spot for that to hold it. And you can play with the lift speeds. You can go a real fast one and kind of an explosion, or you can just go slowly and get a real good squeeze at the top and hold at the top and bring it down. And I would start with just the bar, get a feel for it, get a feel for where you put it in your back, and then start moving up and start with wheels. The wheels are good because then you can add more, you can roll it right over, and then you can start adding more weight. Okay, that's good, Alex. So if we don't want to drag all this stuff out, we can just we'll take the Bulgarian bag and just put them on the 2-foot plyo box. And the plyo box is nice because you get a little different angle. It's hard to bring the big weight like this. And then if we don't want to drag all this out, this is a quicker way to do it. So we'll get a shot of this. Okay, so Alex is going to do these with the Bulgarian sandbag. These are about $250 for if you want to buy one made on the internet. This one we made out of a tire tube, and it was about 30 bucks. There's lots of videos on YouTube how to make that inner tube sandbag. So Alex is going to do basically the same movement. And this is a nice quick way to get into doing a couple sets of these to warm up without the heavy lift and bringing out all the weights. So we'll just do a couple here. Same thing. He's going to sit with that box about the middle of his back. And then with the 2-foot box, he gets a little bit deeper drop. So that's a hip hoist. I recommend it to everybody doing any kind of bending. If you're doing squats, if you're doing kung fu and doing horse stance, it's a great exercise to keep your hips healthy, keep your hamstrings healthy. I had a lot of hip and hamstring problems from playing baseball, riding home in the car. I'd come home, ding a hip, and go to the chiropractor. And I have not been to the chiropractor since I've done this for any kind of hip or hamstring problem. So that's a hip hoist. You can relax, Alex. It's Ultimate Kung Fu. Thanks for watching.